Hello everybody, this is Rocko again from Fire. Today it's time to talk about the Summoner and the Archvile. Can they work together in the same game? Or is the Archvile the new Summoner? Will it take over what the Summoner did with other resurrecting or respawning enemies? Here's my opinion. So I would love to say that the Summoner is still in the game or somewhere along the line because of the double the enemy type situation. So I'm guessing they've not got rid of any, they've literally just doubled what they had. So well, obviously that was the Archvile included. So I'd like to say they're both in the game still. Of course, Archvile could easily replace the Summoner with more of a summoning type attack, which he sort of did anyway in Doom 3. But I'd like to say he's now got his old resurrecting himself. But as a lot of people have pointed out, you kind of have the issue of the enemies disappearing after a certain amount of time. For it to work, I'm guessing the enemies are going to have to stay there for a lot longer. Maybe enemies have, I don't know, a lot of people want enemies to stay when they die anyway, which makes sense, just like the classic Dooms. But at the same time, I still think they're probably end up disappearing at some point, so how are they going to do it? I think the demons will be there for like 20-30 seconds, and if the Archvile comes along, he will do his sort of resurrection attack like he normally does, but as you can see, it's sort of a reverse death of the Baron, or say whoever wants to be killed. If it was a Baron, it'd be like a reverse death, so how you killed him will sort of get redone, I guess you can say, reborn, and then the Baron's back again. So if you end up glory killing the Baron, but I don't know, ripping like a horn off or something, and then cutting his head off with it, you suddenly see the Baron sort of stand back on his feet, and then his head suddenly get back on, and his horn attached back to his head. Something like that. I think they're going to be like a reverse effect. The Archvile still can resurrect enemies. I don't know how often he's going to do it. I don't know if he's going to be more like a I'm going to resurrect everything kind of situation, or I'm going to resurrect an enemy time to time. Because I said I'm hoping the Summoner and the Archvile are both stuck together. It can easily work because once the Summoner obviously summons enemies, the Archvile resurrects them. So if they did do something like I said with the Archvile, where they do like the weird reverse effect, or at least somehow do a separate way of resurrecting the enemies, they could easily work together. And that also means they could easily be in the same fight with each other. Can you imagine that? That'd be like a near endless spawn of enemies if the Summoner is bringing in hundreds of imps, demons, hell knights, or whatever, and then you kill them, and then the Archvile is resurrecting them. It's like a never-ending mess of Archviles and Summoners and other enemies. It's going to be crazy. Obviously, they have to hit a demon limit somewhere along the line, but can you imagine doing guys stuck in a room with 20 plus demons at the same time in like a nice little arena, and then they keep spawning in, because that's what's going to happen if they come together. So obviously, before the Archvile, pretty much he was the main target. If you was playing in the old games, if you was in a room full of enemies, the Archvile is the enemy you have to attack. But now there's a Summoner as well. Which one would you have to attack first? Is the Archvile going to be just as challenging as he was in the original games, or is he going to be easier, or is he going to be more challenging? We don't know yet until we've seen what the Archvile actually attacks like. We've already seen he's got his flames like he used to. We can't really judge on how powerful he's going to be. I should imagine he's going to take the crown as the quote-unquote top demon common enemy type, like they were in the original games. But at the same time, I don't know if they're going to exactly be as hard as the Summoner, because I still think when it comes to which ones you need to take down first, I think the Summoner will be the first one. So that changes, of course, what if the Archvile can resurrect a Summoner? Because that would be mad. I don't think they will, because they couldn't resurrect other Archviles in the original game, so I don't think they're going to be able to resurrect Archviles or Summoners in this game. But can you imagine you just finally kill the Summoner after resurrecting all the enemies, and then suddenly you see him come back 30 seconds later? If that's the case, then Archviles will 1,000,000% be the most priority of the enemy you need to kill first. But until then, can Archviles and Summoners work together? Yes, they can, as long as the Archvile has some more of a resurrecting attack than a summoning attack. Because if the Archvile has like we did in Doom 3, where he just summons enemies, then it kind of replaces the Summoner. I'm getting confused here. So many things to say. So if the Archvile is like he is in Doom 3 and he summons enemies instead of resurrect them, then the summoner will probably not be in the game. But as long as he has his resurrecting one, he should be in the game, and they can easily work together to probably be the most deadliest enemy combination in the game, unless we see another new enemy type, which is very likely. Whew, that was actually quite hard to say. I don't know why I was getting Summoner and Archvile mixed up so badly. Anyway, what do you think? Do you think they're going to be in the same game, or do you think they're going to be split up? Do you think the Summoner has got the boot, or, like I said, do you think they actually are together still, and we're going to get some pretty deadly combinations? Also, what do you think about the Archvile? Do you think he's going to have his resurrecting, or do you think he's going to summon, or do you think he's going to do sort of neither of that and do some much more flame-based attack like he used to, but with just out the extra bonus of resurrecting enemies? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.